Deep within the world, nestled between towering mountains and shimmering rivers, lay a forest unlike any other. They called it the Whispering Forest. Legend told of its mystical aura, a place of peace where the wind carried secrets through leaves, where ancient trees whispered stories of time. The forest was a sanctuary, a refuge from the clamor of the world, a place where one could lose themselves only to find their true self. Many had heard the tales, stories whispered by travelers passing through. They spoke of the forest's magic, its ability to calm the troubled mind, to soothe the weary soul. The whispers promised solace, they promised peace, and they promised a journey inward. A lone traveler stood at the edge of the forest. Drawn by the legend, they yearned for respite. Life had become a whirlwind, a maelstrom of thoughts and worries. They sought the solace promised in whispers, the peace whispered through leaves. Taking a deep breath, the traveler stepped into the forest. The air changed instantly. It was cooler here, fresher. The scent of pine and damp earth filled their senses. Sunlight dappled through the canopy above, painting patterns on the forest floor. With each step, the noise of the world faded, replaced by the symphony of the forest. The traveler walked deeper into the forest. Each step was a surrender, a letting go of the world left behind. The trees grew taller here, their branches intertwined overhead, forming a verdant canopy. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dancing shadows on the forest floor. The air was alive with sounds, the rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze, the chirping of unseen birds, the soft murmur of a nearby stream. But these sounds weren't jarring. They were harmonious, a symphony of nature that calmed the mind and soothed the soul. The traveler closed their eyes, taking a deep breath. The air was filled with the scent of pine needles and damp earth. It smelled of life, of renewal. Here, in the heart of the whispering forest, the world's chaos seemed a distant memory. With each step, the traveler felt a weight lifting. The worries that had clung to them like shadows seemed to dissipate into the forest's embrace. The forest was a sanctuary, a place of healing, a place to simply be. The traveler followed a winding path deeper into the forest. The path was soft beneath their feet, cushioned by a carpet of fallen leaves. Sunlight dappled through the trees, creating a mosaic of light and shadow. The forest was alive with movement. Squirrels scampered up tree trunks, birds flitted through the branches. A deer, startled by the traveler's approach, bounded gracefully into the undergrowth. Yet a sense of stillness pervaded the forest, a stillness that wasn't empty, but full of life. The trees, some ancient and gnarled, seemed to exude a sense of wisdom and tranquility. Their roots anchored deep in the earth, their branches reaching towards the heavens. The traveler paused, listening to the whispers of the forest, the gentle rustling of leaves, the murmur of the nearby stream. The whispers seemed to carry secrets, stories whispered from tree to tree, carried on the breeze. Drawn by the sound of water, the traveler stepped off the path. A small stream flowed through the forest, its water crystal clear. Sunbeams danced on the surface, creating shimmering patterns of light. The traveler found a moss-covered rock beside the stream and sat down. Closing their eyes, they took a deep breath, feeling the peace of the forest seeping into their bones. The air was cool and refreshing. The sound of the water, a gentle melody that calmed the mind. In this moment, there was nowhere else to be, no tasks to complete, no worries to cloud the mind. There was only the present moment, the feeling of the cool moss beneath their fingers, the sound of the water flowing over rocks, the gentle warmth of the sun on their skin. The traveler had stumbled upon a pocket of stillness, a place where time seemed to stand still. And in this stillness, they found a sense of peace they had never known before. The path led the traveller to a wooden bridge. Old and weathered, it spanned a ravine where a waterfall cascaded gracefully. Mist rose from the depths, catching the sunlight and creating a shimmering rainbow. The traveller paused, hesitant to cross. Taking a deep breath, the traveller stepped onto the bridge. The wood creaked beneath their feet, a comforting sound that spoke of age and resilience. As the traveller reached the centre of the bridge, they stopped. Leaning against the railing, they closed their eyes, feeling the mist on their face. The roar of the waterfall filled their ears, a reminder of the forces of nature. Yet even in the roar, the traveller could hear the whispers, whispers of peace, whispers of hope. Crossing the bridge, the traveller found themselves in a clearing bathed in sunlight. A circle of ancient trees stood guard, their branches reaching towards the heavens like gnarled fingers. In the centre, a single massive oak stood, its trunk thicker than a house. This was the heart of the whispering forest. The traveller could feel it. The air thrummed with energy. The whispers were stronger here, clearer. They seemed to emanate from the ancient oak, the guardian of the forest's secrets. Approaching the oak, the traveller placed their hand on its rough bark. The tree felt warm beneath their touch, alive with energy that pulsed from its core. Closing their eyes, the traveller leaned against the tree, feeling its strength seep into their bones. They listened. The whispers were all around them, whispers of time and change, whispers of life and death, whispers of the interconnectedness of all things. The traveller listened, their heart slowing to match the ancient rhythm of the forest. The whispers began to take shape. They swirled around the traveller, forming words and images. The traveller saw the forest through the eyes of the ancient oak. They saw seasons change, leaves turning from green to fiery hues before falling to the ground, nourishing the soil. They saw animals come and go, living out their lives within the forest's embrace. They saw storms rage and sunlight dapple through the leaves, painting patterns on the forest floor. Through the whispers, the traveller began to understand. They saw the ebb and flow of life, the cycle of birth, death and renewal. The ancient oak whispered of patience and resilience, of the importance of staying grounded, even in the face of storms. It whispered of the interconnectedness of all things. The traveller listened, absorbing the wisdom of the ancient oak. They felt a sense of peace settle over them, a deep and abiding calm that soothed their soul. The traveller felt the rhythm of the forest, a slow, steady pulse that resonated through the roots and branches of every tree. They realized the forest was breathing, inhaling, drawing life from the earth and sky, exhaling, releasing energy back into the world. With each breath, the traveller felt their own breath falling into sync, their chest rising and falling with the rhythm of the forest. Inhaling, they drew in the peace and tranquility of the ancient trees. Exhaling, they released the worries and anxieties that had weighed them down. The traveller realized their breath was connected to the breath of the forest. Just as the trees drew life from the air and sun, the traveller drew life from the forest, its energy, its peace, its ancient wisdom. For the first time, the traveller understood the true meaning of interconnectedness. They were a part of something larger than themselves, a part of the intricate web of life that connected all things. Opening their eyes, the traveller saw the forest with new clarity. The colours seemed more vibrant, the sunlight filtering through the leaves, more radiant. Every detail, from the veins in a single leaf to the intricate patterns on a spider's web, seemed imbued with beauty and meaning. It was as if a veil had been lifted from their eyes. They were seeing the forest, not with their physical eyes alone, but with the eyes of their heart. The eyes that saw beyond the surface to the essence of all things. The traveller noticed a small wildflower growing beside the base of the oak. Its delicate petals were a vibrant shade of blue, contrasting beautifully with the deep brown of the tree trunk. Before The traveller might have walked past without a second glance, but now they saw the flower as a marvel, a testament to the tenacity of life, pushing its way through the earth to reach for the sun. The traveller realized the forest was not silent at all. It was a symphony of sound, harmonious and balanced, nature's orchestra. The gentle rustling of leaves, the chirping of crickets, the distant call of a bird, each sound unique yet seamless. The traveller immersed in the symphony. Silence is about truly listening. Guided by a deep thirst, the traveller moved towards the sound of rushing water. They found the stream, its water crystal clear, tumbling over moss-covered rocks. Kneeling, they cupped their hands, feeling the cool water flow between their fingers. Taking a slow sip, the traveller savoured the taste. It was pure and refreshing. As they drank, they realised their thirst wasn't just physical. It was a deeper thirst, a longing for peace, for connection, for something they couldn't quite name. And in that moment, drinking from the stream, they felt a sense of fulfillment. They were connected to something larger than themselves, a part of the flow of life, just like the water that flowed through the forest and nourished all living things. The traveller felt a deep sense of gratitude, gratitude for the forest, for its peace, its beauty, its wisdom, and gratitude for the journey that had brought them to this place, to this moment of profound connection. The sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows through the trees. The traveller knew it was time to leave the heart of the whispering forest. The forest had worked its magic. As they retraced their steps, the forest seemed different, or perhaps it was the traveller who had changed. It always led forward, just like life itself. They emerged from the forest as the last rays of sunlight painted the sky. Leaving the forest behind, the traveller carried the whispers within their heart. They knew the journey wasn't over. The path of self-discovery was a lifelong pursuit, but they also knew they weren't alone. The whispers of the forest would always be with them, guiding them, comforting them, reminding them of the peace they had found within its embrace. The traveller carried the lessons of the forest into their everyday life. They found moments of stillness in the midst of chaos. They appreciated the simple beauty of the natural world. They listened with their heart, not just their ears. The whispers of the forest became a source of strength and guidance. When they felt lost or overwhelmed, they closed their eyes and remembered the peace they had found beneath the ancient oak. They remembered the rhythm of the forest, the symphony of silence, the taste of the cool, clear water from the stream. The traveller realized that the whispering forest wasn't just a place, it was a state of being, a place of peace and tranquility that they could access anytime, anywhere. All they had to do was close their eyes, take a deep breath, and listen for the whispers within. They discovered that the forest wasn't outside of them, but within them. Just as a single tree contained within it the potential for an entire forest, the traveller realized they carried within themselves the seeds of peace, wisdom, and interconnectedness. They nurtured these seeds with mindfulness, with gratitude, with a deep appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things, and as they did, they felt a sense of peace blossom within them. A peace that wasn't dependent on external circumstances, but arose from within. A peace that was as vast and enduring as the whispering forest itself.